Morning, it's a Sunday. It's an active recovery day, which means I'm about to get in the sea. The air temperature is about 0.5 degrees. So it's going to be a chilly one getting out today. Sea temperature is probably around about 8-9 degrees at the minute, but that's not what I'm on here. I'm just giving an entry to my ride. I read a Instagram post from Hormozi this week that your friends aren't toxic, you just raise your standards. But importance of friends is really cool. Now, it's one of those things that I've noticed a lot over the last 4 years, and friends are powerful allies. And on Friday, I actually had this come up. So Friday's normally my rest day. I've got a very good friend that I've not seen for about 3 weeks. He's been off doing his own thing, and he texted me to say, do I fancy a coffee ride? Now, coffee rides with him aren't a coffee ride with my son. In fact, they're quite challenging. So about 2 years ago, this particular friend gave me a dose of what I needed to hear. It was like, stop making excuses for yourself, sort your eating out. And he actually helped me pick up my cycling game. In fact, my best 50-mile time, which was on the Outlaw Half last year, was because of him giving me some coaching, and because of other friends as well, but not just because of him. So I'm picking up with, so I'm sat there and I'm thinking, do I want to go on a coffee ride? I just had new tyres on my motorbike, wanted to take my motorbike out, and I said to him, why don't we take our motorbikes out? And he was like, nah, let's take the push bikes. And it was quite cold. So anyway, we headed up to the Sharpitor Pools, which if you know Plymouth, is on the way up to Princetown. And throughout the whole ride, he was literally, come on Jay, more, come on Jay, more, come on Jay, more, all the way, like a coach on my shoulder. And I've got a couple of cycling friends that are like coaches on your shoulder. They'll correct your cycling stroke when they're with you. It's just really lucky to have these people. So we were out, and the video you're going to see in a minute is class. It's a downhill from the Sharpitor Pools. So we aim to do about 30 miles. So we rode up to Sharpitor, hit the pools, did a 180, and then did a bit of a TT ride back into Plymouth. So we then headed back from where we were on Dartmoor down into Plymouth, down to have some coffee on the Hoe. So the whole way he's like, come on Jay, more, come on Jay, more. And unfortunately my heart rate monitor stopped working, because it would have been a VO2 max session. Now, as you know from my previous couple of videos, my Garmin bullies me and says you need to do more VO2 max, which I do. But unfortunately, I haven't been doing it. So what I'm going to do is get a new heart rate monitor this week, and actually start focusing on a bit of VO2 max. I've actually put the Watt bike away because I'm on about 160 miles for the week, so my mileage is coming in. But this coffee ride I was on, I actually came away with 49 segment bests and 7 personal bests on distances. I felt slow. I felt like my legs were going through treacle. I'd had a high mileage week. I was on 110 miles by the time we went out, and then 30 miles on top took us obviously up to 140, and then I did 20 with my son yesterday. So my legs felt like they were in treacle, and it felt slow. But the facts don't lie. It was a personal best ride, and I got back and I was absolutely buzzing. Now, I was listening to another podcast at some point in the week, and it said getting mini PBs is really inspiring and really motivating when you're trying to push yourself forward. And the best thing about Strava is there's so many segments for you to cross that you could get a PB a day, and those small 1% increases help make you feel good. Now, I was absolutely buzzing when I was freezing. By the time I'd warmed up, got in the shower, and then looked at my PBs, I was absolutely stoked. And I just had to text him and say, mate, that was like one of the best rides I'd had. So that leads me on to what one of my goals is. One of my goals for one of my rides, so the Taunton Flyer, I want to do 100 miles and under 6.5 hours. So that's going to be the goal. Taunton Flyer, which is next month, so I've got 5 weeks left to go. we're gonna go for 100 miles in under 6.5 hours. It's gonna be a push, but I'm gonna go for it. 6.5 hours for 100 miles. My best time for 50 is 3 hours, so let's see if I can do it. Anyway, you can see how stunning it is this morning. Boats are out. Doesn't sound like he's going very far. Swimmers are out already, and it's absolutely stunning. I hope you like this next video. So the next video is the downhill from the pools, and it's down into just before you get to Yelverton. So it's from Sharpitor to Yelverton, and it's absolutely class. The top speed was 51 mile an hour, and I do know that is breaking the speed limit. I did feel safe, and I've managed to perfect my camera position. So that video is going to follow up now. But yeah, it's really important to find a good circle of people. Having those people are like angels on your shoulders that when you're feeling low, they can pick you up. So just remember, if you raise your game, your friends will, you'll attract different types of people. Anyway, here's the ride, and I'll see you next week. Let's go.